All right, everybody, this is Evan with Scholar Marketing. And today we are going over the team websites on command. So for the team websites, you do have to have the new website platform launched on your command in order to fully launch the team sites and have full access. So if you have not launched your new sites yet, that will be the first step in creating your team site. With the team sites, only team members that have enhanced or unlimited permissions on the team are going to have access to edit the team marketing profile. So if you are not able to access that to set up your team website, it may be due to your team permissions, and those might need to be adjusted on the back end. So to get started, the first thing is going to be to set up the team marketing profile. So again, only members with enhanced or unlimited permissions on the team will be able to edit or set that up on the profile. So you're going to find it the same way you do the standard marketing profile. However, for easier navigation, I would recommend going to your name in the top right. And before you go down to the settings, I would toggle into the team profile first. As you can see, we are currently in the team profile. So then once we are in the team profile, we will then click on our name, again in the top right. And then we're going to go ahead and go down to settings. So to get to the marketing profile, we want to go over here to the left-hand side menu, and we're going to go under Connect Settings, and we're going to click on Marketing Profile. So like I said, again, only enhanced or unlimited permissions are going to allow you access to edit the team marketing profile. We have ours set up with just standard permissions so that you can see what the difference is. If you're not sure if you have access or not, so once you click onto the marketing profile, if you only have standard permissions and you don't have access, then the top is just going to say marketing profile. And it's going to look like your standard marketing profile for your standard account. So here now, if you do have enhanced or unlimited permissions set up, then when you go under the marketing profile, you'll see at the top, it will say team marketing profile. So this is what you want to see to make sure that you are setting up the profile for the team. And you're also going to see when you go through it that there is a lot less options for the team marketing than there is for your personal marketing profile. So if you're going through the marketing profile and you're seeing all of these details, then most likely this is your personal marketing profile and not the team. And this just means, again, you do not have access. So for the team marketing profile, first you have your toggle switch in the top right. This is what brands the marketing to the team. And then you have your team logo. So it does have a recommended size of 360 by 360. However, it is not required to be that size.
If your team logo looks distorted at all within that preview, it will correct itself on your marketing, so you don't need to crop or adjust that for the logo. After you upload your team logo, your next item are going to be the team details. So you're going to need to put in your team name. If your team has a business slogan, you can add a slogan in right below that. However, again, this part is not required. It is optional. The designations and credentials is also optional as well. So you don't need to put anything there. And then the team app link. It is still in process of being updated. However, it is within the consumer section. So we will go over that a bit later in class. So after the team details, we have the affiliations. So for your team bio, the bio is going to be required. So you want to make sure that you have a bio in there. If you have a custom bio for the team, or if you just want to use your personal bio as a placeholder until you have a team bio created, that's fine too. But that is a required field for the profile. And the next is going to be the contact information. So your contact phone number for the team, you have the option for a fax number. However, that is not required. And the contact email for the team and your team website URL. Typically, this will be your KW domain, by the way, unless you were using a custom domain for your team website. And next under that is going to be your market center brokerage information. Some of this information is going to pull in automatically from the back end. So you might see that the first line is kind of grayed out and not able to be edited. So that's automatically, there's nothing, unfortunately, we can do to update that. So no changes can be made to this market center brokerage name. After that, you're going to see the market center logo. You do not need to crop it down. That is the recommended size. If it looks distorted or stretched out on that preview, it will correct itself automatically. So you don't need to adjust that. Next, under the that is going to be your forced registration limits for your team. So this is going to work very similar to how the forced registration limits work on the personal account website. So you have the option to set forced registration for the number of properties viewed. So unrestricted, which you can see the description there. That means that your clients or visitors can view unlimited properties without having to register on your website or app. You can set that to a maximum of 10 before they have to register, a minimum of 2 properties, or you can set that to no property viewings. So this is kind of going to be your personal preference there. Once they register on your site, they will enter the command database as a new lead. And then next, under our registration limits is going to be our compliance items for our site. So you have your legal footer text. If there is any legal text that is required for compliance in your office, you can add that there. You have the legal footer links. So some market centers do require links to the legal footers. For Texas agents, they do require that information about broker services forms. And I think New York agents need to have their standard operating procedure forms as well. So those can be added into the team site there. And then you have legal footer images at the bottom. These are very small thumbnail size images, so they are not very large. So you probably don't want to use that for any type of advertising or anything like anything that's going to kind of like you want to other than for those like little legal footer images, like little maybe designated logos, like the realtor symbol could even go there. Just again, because it is a very small. There it goes. And then next under that is going to be our last section here. It's going to be our social media links. So if you have like social media business pages set up for your team, you can add those links there. Or if you simply just want to add in the pages owned by the Rainmaker, you can do that here as well. That's just going to be, again, a personal preference based on what you want to advertise on your team. And then at the very bottom, we have our Google Analytics ID tracking spot. So Google Analytics will be used to track the traffic on your websites. There is a spot to add that tracking ID within the marketing profile. And then there's also a spot on the back end of the website to add that in as well. We will show you where that is too. And if you don't have analytics set up and you want to get that set up, you can always send us over an email and we can assist you with getting that created. So after you have your marketing profile set up and saved for the team, you're then going to be able to choose your website domain and set that website up. So you're going to save your marketing profile. And then once that refreshes all the way at the top of the marketing profile, you are going to see this section should appear to claim your team subdomain. Now, if you have a team domain that is linked to a personal site and you want to move that over to the team, you will have to be logged into the command account that owns that domain. And then you can go into the marketing profile and choose the transfer subdomain. And that will allow you to transfer that domain over to the team website. It'll also allow you to, it also does allow you to create a domain for a new domain for the personal site once that does transfer over. So the other one will still have a URL. So once you have your marketing profile completed, you can then go into the back end of your site a couple different ways. So you can either click on the edit my team sites within the marketing profile, or you can get to it through the consumer tab in command. So I'm going to go to the consumer tab for this because there is a couple of things on that page that I'm going to show you before we jump into the actual website. So I'm going to jump back over to command. And now we're going to go into the consumer tab. So that is going to be the very last icon on the left over here. And if you are still getting familiar with these, you can click on that red square KW at the top, and it will pop out the different descriptions for each of the icons. So we can go into our team site by clicking on the Edit My Website button here in the middle. However, before we do that, I will show you a couple of things here. So the consumer tab is always going to show you the subdomain for your personal site. So just keep in mind, if you want to change the team subdomain, you want to go back into the team marketing profile to do that. You will not be able to change that here on the consumer page. This is just going to be linked to your personal website. Under that, you are going to have some URL links here. So for the first one, this is going to be your personal app link URL. So this is going to be linked to your personal profile and your personal marketing page profile. And then below that, you have a section for team referral links. So each one of these are it's connected with the team website URL. I'm sorry, here's the team website URL. So this link is going to be unique to you. It's going to add your KW UID to the end of the URL, which you can see when someone uses this particular link. It will be connected to you as far as the contact forms or any new leads that pull into the team command account. Next to that, we do have the team app link. For the team app link, this is the general team app link. So for this one, only the Rainmaker is going to be notified of new leads. However, the system will use the lead routing to assign those leads out. So you may want to look into setting up lead routes if you want those leads to go somewhere else in particular. And then the last, we have the team member app link. So the difference between the team member app link and the personal app link up here is the team member app link is going to link to your team profile. So it's going to show the team marketing profile within your profile details and the team name. So if you want your information to be linked to the team, you can grab this URL. Or if you just want to share your personal app link, you can just use this one up here. So this is again is where you can find all of those links. All right. All right, so we're going to go back up to the top here. And now we're going to go ahead and click into Edit My Website. Just make sure everything loads. All right, so most of the time when you go into your site, you're going to get that pop-up that I just quickly dismissed. For a little tour, we can just go and click Explore My Own to get rid of it like I did. However, you can always access that by clicking on the tour button up here on the top on the blue to kind of go through that little tour. So going through the consumer page, that automatically took us to our personal site. You can tell it's the personal site by the link here. So to switch that over to the team site, we're going to go over here to the top of the page and we're going to click on our name. And then we're going to click on our team name. And that is going to switch all of this over to the team sites. So this is going to be where you're able to make changes to the team site, add additional pages to the team sites, anything that you want to add to your website. Sorry. For the team. This is where you're going to be able to set up all of those. Default pages are the same as the personal site, which we do go over in our website overview. However, I will touch on those briefly. So we have the about the agent page. So that is going to be the about me page that pulls from the profile. We have the meet the team page. This is just for the team sites. So this is where your team members will be listed. We have the home page. And then we do have the blog page as well, right at the end. So we'll just start from the top of the list and we're going to work our way down. So that way we're not going back and forth, jumping all over it. We're going to go ahead and click into the about the agent. So this is going to pull in the Rainmakers information. So if you are wondering why it's not showing your headshot photo or your details, that's because it's pulling from the Rainmakers details. And those will need to be adjusted in the Rainmakers personal marketing profile. You do have the options to hide these items from the page, so we can change this from display to hide and hide the agent. Hide that agent's profile. And we can hide the bio information as well. Or if you want the agent details, you can go back and choose you can always choose what you want to be displayed or what you would like to hide. However, keep in mind, it is pulling from the Rainmakers account. Now, whenever you make any changes to any of your pages, always be sure that you are clicking on the save button in the top right. So that way you don't lose any of that changes that you have made to your page. So now we're going to go ahead and just click that return to dashboard. Next, we're going to go ahead and go down to meet the team. So for the meet the team page here, the first thing that we have here is the company profile. So this is going to be your background image for this page, really kind of the header area right here, which is similar to the hero images on the homepage of your site. So you can add images by either clicking the upload files links, or if you already have the images uploaded, you can click on the add item. And you can find all of your uploaded images there. It's not opening. Oh, there it goes. So next under that is going to be we're just gonna scroll down to the meet the team. And again, you do have the option to display or hide any of these on any of the pages. So if there are certain items that you don't want to show up on the page, you can simply turn off or click hide. So you do have the title section right here that you are able to change. If you'd like to customize that with your team name, or if you just want to leave that as meet the team, whatever kind of verbiage you prefer, completely up to you. Below that, we do have the description to add the description section where you have the option to add the description of your team. Again, you can customize that to anything that you'd like to say about the team, any kind of description. And then down here, you have the members that you are on your team can be added to this section, and this is going to pull in their details based on their personal marketing profiles. So if any of your team members don't have an updated headshot photo, or maybe their contact information is showing incorrect, this information is going to pull from their personal marketing profile, and that's where it would need to be updated. So if you scroll down, you can kind of see all the information that shows. And keep in mind too, typically whenever you update information on the marketing profile, it does not update immediately to the websites. So if you update a phone number on one of your agent's personal marketing profile, it may take 30 to 45 minutes for it to actually show that it updated onto the website. So keep that in mind as well. And remember, as you're adding your team members, you can change the order that they appear. So you can click and drag to move them, however you would like that view to show. And you can see over here in the preview window that changed the order of them. And to add any new team members, you can simply click on this plus sign, and it'll give you the option to scroll through and search by the name text box. If they have not already been added, it will be in this. If they have already been added, they will be shown here in this list. So we can simply click on their name and add them. If you want to remove them from the profile, all you have to do is click on this red line that is next to them. If you want to add them back, you can simply click the plus sign back too. If you have any team members that are not in command that you want to add to your team, meet the team page. So maybe you have an admin that does not have a command account, but you want them to be shown on this page. You can add them manually down here under the additional partners. You can click on the plus sign and then click select or create to create new. And once you create them, they will show up here in this list. So we'll go ahead and create new. So you're going to enter their first name and their last name. And then you also have the option to put in their full name. Sometimes you can even do, if they have like an alias that they go by, you could do their first name, last name, and then put like what the name they go by. You have the space for the job title. You can upload their headshot. And then under the contact information down here, you have spot for their phone number and email address. So then once you have that all filled out, just be sure that you're going to click on the publish button at the top right. So your save and publish buttons are always going to be green up here. And then once you have that saved, you'll get that green banner at the top letting you know that it was published. And then you're going to have the return to dashboard option. We'll just click back though. And then that submission would then appear in this new drop down area here. And then you just select it. And then you'll see that they have been added. So once you any of these that are going to be added manually, they are going to show at the bottom of the list down here. So you can reorder the ones up here in the featured team members, and then any additional ones will be added to the end. However, you can reorder these ones. They just cannot be moved up to the front up here. Just they would be reordered down at the bottom. So to remove those, again, you can just click on the red little dash. And that's going to be our Meet the Team section. All right, and then under the Meet the Team section, we have the homepage. Oh, I'm sorry, I totally missed over. I totally missed one of the sections. I'm sorry. We have the preferred vendors. So this is very similar to the preferred vendors on the personal websites. So on the personal website, so you can add in vendors by clicking on the link here. And this is set up through a third-party platform that we have partnered with called MoveEasy. So if we click on the link, this will open up, should open up. There it goes. You got to be patient with commands sometimes if you haven't realized. I'm one of those people I click and I kind of want it to pop up or do something, or else I just keep clicking. So you just got to be a little patient with commands sometimes. So to add vendors, we can click on the add vendor button up here in the top right. Okay, so you can enter the vendor's name and the vendor website URL. Can go over here. If there's a specific contact name that you have for that certain vendor, you can enter their information, their name, email address, and phone number. And then you will choose the vendor type. And so there's a long list. Or if it's easier, you can just type in, say, pest control services. And then you have the county box will appear, and you can select the county. And then you also have the option to add a logo. Once you have all this filled out, you can click on the add vendor button at the bottom. And then those will appear under the preferred vendors list on the sites. So once you click the add the vendor, it's going to show over here and down at this preferred vendor section. So there is also a toggle to show Market Center partners. If you want to show or hide those, you can toggle it off here. So that is going to be the personal preference for the vendors showing. Again, if you want to hide them or display them, you have that option. So again, once you have all your changes saved, everything's like, make sure you click on the save button up here in the top right. We are going to just clear the changes, but make sure you save them. And then there should be a green bar that comes up again. That'll say save. It'll have the date and time, and then it'll have the return to dashboard button link for you to click, or you can always click on the Keller Williams logo up here, and it will take you back to the dashboard. So after the meet the team, the meet the team page, where you have the home page. So this is going to be very similar as the homepage on the personal command sites. We have the Let's Find Your Dream Home. Not going to get too much into details with this, since we do cover this in our other class. But we will just kind of do a little brief overview. And again, guys, if you have any questions about anything that we've gone over with the team sites, feel free to drop them in the chat, and we'll circle back in just a bit. All right, so you have a little title, which is going to be the text that is shown here, the Let's Find Your Dream Home. That is going to be the title section here that you can edit and update. You have your hero images, that the option to add custom images, upload files. You do have your feature properties. You have the option to add your feature properties to the website. Again, title, description, completely optional or preferential, however you like it to say. You do have your choice to show how you like the featured properties shown. So you can do the dynamic or you can do basic. Dynamic is going to allow you to pick a center point. So you can do a city, you can do a zip code, you can do a physical address. And then you can choose the search radius from that address that you want shown. And you can choose the max number to display on the feature property carousel down here. You can also change the sort by listings. So if you want to change them to a certain order. And then with that, you are also able to add certain listings to this marquee of featured properties down here. So if you have, say you only have one active listing you want shown, you can add it here, and then you can mix it in with the rest of other ones in the area. If you have a lot of featured listings and you only want featured listings of yours to be shown, you don't want any other randoms, you can change it to basic. And then you're just going to have the option to add those in manually, where we'll not pull those other ones up either. So again, that is going to be preferential on what you would like to see. Okay. Next, we're going to have our testimonial section. The testimonial section is going to, basically your client reviews. So you can, I'm sorry. So you can again choose to show or hide whether you want these to be displayed. You can also change the title. So instead of check out what our clients are saying about us, you could put something catchy, anything that you prefer, as well as the description. You do have the dynamic view, or the There we go, dynamic view, or you have the basic view. Dynamic view, it allows you to choose the newest published date or the oldest published date. You can select the max number to be displayed. 20 is going to be the max allowed number. So just make sure that, you know, if you have more than 20, you may just want to go in and manually filter them around at different times, maybe like once a week or something. To add a featured testimonial that somebody has added to your website, once they submit the testimonial or they leave the review, it does not automatically add, unfortunately. But if you click the add button down here, you can select the testimonial that was submitted. If you have a different site like Google reviews or something that a client has left and you want to move that over here to your website, you can click create new. And then you are able to manually add that in. You can also do this by just going straight to your website and then going to the leave a review option and adding it that way, whichever way works best for you. And then down below here, we have our blog list. Again, so you title your blog, the description, and then the following information. So any featured items like the part 1, this does come pre-loaded with these 4 featured blogs. Again, if you don't want these on here, you can remove them. And if you want to add them, you can click the add button and then click on the box. If you have already added it, it will show in here. Again, make sure once you have everything added the way you'd like, everything looks good. We're going to go ahead and just click save. And this is going to give you that message that you have saved correctly. You can go ahead and return to the dashboard. And then you're going to have, the next would be the blog page. Just 1 second. All right, so the other option again is going to be the blog page. So the blog page is very similar to the blog section on the homepage. So you have the option to adjust the title and the description. If you would like to, you can show up to 10 blogs at a time. And you can add those by clicking on the plus symbol. So very similar to the homepage. Only difference between the blog list page and the homepage is the homepage is only going to have going to give a preview of the 4 of them. And then there will be a button that says read more. And then that's going to take them to this blog list page, which will show up to about 10 blogs. So now we head back to our dashboard. So those are going to be your main default pages for your team site. So the last couple of things that we will go over are going to be on the back end. So if we go to the top left, up here we have these 3 lines. And we're going to go ahead and click on admin and then organization site. So first we have our name here. So if by chance the team name is not reflecting correctly in the top left corner of your live website, this is where you can adjust that. So you do have the option to change the theme if you want to change the theme of your website. We typically don't recommend adjusting the Market Center name or the Rainmaker. And then you have this section for Google Analytics tracking ID. So I did kind of touch earlier about in the marketing profile where it showed the Google Analytics tracking ID. So you add it there, and then you would also want to make sure you add it here as well. And just make sure whenever you do add that Google Analytics tracking ID here, you do want to make sure that you click save as well. So you just want to make sure that's going to be working also. So give it, 20, 30 minutes, go to your website, do a little playing around, click around. I'm sorry, and then check on your Google Analytics to make sure that it's reflecting over. And then down here at the bottom, any additional pages to your site, you'll be able to see those down here under the navigation section. And you can reorder them as well, which we only have these currently. So now we're going to go ahead and head back over. And then we're going to go ahead and take a look and see what the live site is like. You can copy and paste this into a URL, or you can just click on it and it'll open it in a new window. All right, so here's our live site. We have our hero images with our IDX search. We have our featured properties section. We have our client testimonials. The blog section is going to be down here. And you can also click on the read more if there's more. So it's going to show them all listed out here. You can also click on these. You do also have these. So any more pages that you've added, you'll have them under this more section. All right, so those pages under the settings where we were just showing, this is where you can reorder those. The only one that cannot be moved is the leave the review, by the way. We also have the meet the team that we went over, showing the meet the team page. You have the search properties. We'll go back to the home page. Oh, one thing under the search properties too, when they are searching the properties, just like on your app, there is that option for the login. So this is going to be for them for clients to register an account with your website. So whenever they do, it's going to add their information to your database. And then you can track kind of what they're doing, what properties they're searching, what properties they're liking, things like that. You can also set up saved searches and send to your clients. But keep in mind, in order to do saved searches, they do have to have registered an account with your website or app. All right, guys, if you have any other questions, that's about it for today. Feel free to reach out to us, support at Scholarware Marketing. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and then I'll go to the chat box to answer some questions.